All right, folks. Great episode for you today. Just me and Layden hanging out. If you want the ad-free or I should say or the video version, actually not or the Star Wars show, or like /or. But if you want ad-free or video versions or video versions, go to patreon.com/LaydenNight and sign up at any tier over there. $5 a month or more gets you a fresh, hot little mini episode every week as well. All right, as always, thank you for supporting the show and enjoy this, I'm going to say, like, really fun and solid episode of Layden Night.
I hit my hat in the process of doing that.
Your hat. That's a letter change.
A what?
A letter change from hit to hat. You hit your hat. You change your I to an A.
Oh.
Now, for those of you not watching, Layden just cracked, what is that, a Four Loko original brew?
It's not original. It's the extra unruly.
Mm-hmm.
Plan on robbing a convenience store later.
I've been watching, for some ungodly reason, the new Matlock with Kathy Bates, which is a bad show, but she's great.
Right.
And they have a Four Loko. A big plot point is there's a Four Loko type drink that kills a college girl. Because it's like, I think, what's the motto of it? It's like 5 times the alcohol, 10 times the fun, or something like this. And the name of the drink is Slammed. And I was thinking, do you remember any particularly egregious fake product names from movies or TV shows? Because they're always bad.
I don't remember any off the top of my head.
Yeah.
Do you?
That wasn't there a website? It's called like Face Site or something, like a social media I like the fake social media platforms.
Yeah.
Me
those are good
Time,
too.
Face Site, things like that.
Yes, or any fake Google.
Yeah.
I think Web Spider was
Web
one.
Spider. Oh, that's very good. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I currently, as I texted you, I have a bunch of Truly Unrulies in my fridge, which is the truly equivalent of White Claw Surge. And
can I read the text you sent me?
Yeah.
Because it seemed like, let's see here. I asked my dad to get some Trulies, and I had no idea what you're talking about. Asked my dad to get some Trulies, and he picked up the White Claw Surge equivalent that is 8% ABV and does not taste alcoholic. And then there was a picture of your dad and no follow-up for days. And I was like, uh-oh.
No, I had one on that day and was like, yeah, I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
But the other night I was gaming and I was like, I'll drink one of these. Why not?
Mm-hmm.
And I had it sitting right, here in between my keyboard halves. And in true unruly fashion, I knocked it over and most of it went onto my lap and the floor.
And now your lap is 8% ABV.
Well, it's additive on top of the existing ABV that was already there that I will not disclose.
Right. Yeah, no, that's smart. Well, that's fun. And how do they taste? What, are they flavored?
They are flavored.
Of course they're flavored. Are they dumb flavors?
There's berry, strawberry, and then tropical citrus. And they're honestly, they're pretty good, but they don't taste like 8%. They don't even taste like less than that. See,
Layden, in my day, the equivalent of that was a wine cooler, a Bartles and James wine cooler.
Yeah, which is what the Dare tells you all of the evil older kids are going to offer you along with free crack.
That's right, because it tastes just like fruit juice. And also the wine cooler tastes like fruit juice.
It's my fruit juice flavored crack.
Mm-hmm. Orange.
That's what they
it's
don't
not
tell
Orange
you.
Crush anymore. It's Orange Crack.
That's what they don't tell you about the blue meth on Breaking Bad is that it's all blue raspberry
Blue
flavor.
raspberry flavor. And that's why they love it so much. They can't get enough.
They can't
It's
have enough of the taste.
98.6% raspberry. Or what? No, that's a temperature. What percentage was it? It was high. It was like 90 something, right?
99.6, and then like Gail Bedeker's was 96.2. A difference people surely will. Sorry, I just had to Google wine coolers. I don't want to see coolers for wine. I want to
That's
see
a good idea.
wine cooler drink. Ugh. Ugh.
This is the
look
only, by the way,
disgusting.
the only drink that Rachel's mom will drink, and she has about 2 a year.
All right. Well, yeah. Seagram's Escapes.
Hold on. Wait, you can still get wine coolers? I guess you can't because I just said the thing about Rachel's mom. But okay, who makes wine coolers right now?
12 wine coolers that you're going to want in your life.
Oh, wait. What magazine is that from?
Society 19.
That's not a real website. Are you kidding me with this?
They're just
That's
listing.
some Russian AI bullshit, right?
They're listing seltzers. These aren't wine coolers.
Hard seltzers are not wine coolers. Wine coolers, excuse me, are not carbonated, right?
Yeah. What's the deal? Why do we have to make everything fucking carbonated? I was looking. They have Fallout branded Arizona teas right now.
Did you fall over yourself trying to get out the door? Like, are you okay? Did you injure your foot again trying to go buy them?
Well, yeah, somebody told me that there was a pack on my roof, so hit the other one. But they have a Georgia peach tea flavored one, which generally a peach tea is a gimme. They're all carbonated.
Disgusting.
Why are they? Why?
Wait, carbonated tea? Is that a?
And it's not like it's a kombucha,
I don't
which
think
I wouldn't want.
That's a separate thing. But I don't think. I mean, your normal iced tea, you can't get a fucking carbonated tea, right?
No, I think it's tea flavoring.
Tea flavor. What is tea flavored? That's not a thing.
I'm
That's
just
like saying
telling you
food
what I
flavored.
saw.
What the fuck is tea flavored?
I don't know. I've made tea
is-
flavored caramels.
But what kind? There's a million kinds of tea. What does that even mean?
I just steeped Earl Grey, and I made an
well,
Earl
no,
Grey
there you
simple
go.
syrup.
No, but that's specific. An Earl Grey flavor thing. That makes sense to me. Saying tea flavored, there's a billion types of tea in the world. What does it mean? It means nothing.
Well, I fucking guess. When you left my father and I, while we were at line at the 75 degrees.
85.
85. Are you sure?
Look at it. I look as with all things. Epistemologically speaking, I can't quite confirm, but look it up. I
Nope,
think it's
you're
85
right.
degrees, and I think it's 85 degrees Celsius, right?
Nope, you're correct. You're correct.
That's right. Now look me in the eye and tell me.
No. We got beverages. I got my little sea salt chocolate tea. And then he wanted a Vietnamese iced coffee. And after we were waiting for like a long time, they were like, hey, it's going to take another 30 minutes to make yours. Do you want to get something else?
30?
I know. I have no idea what could have possibly taken 30 minutes. But they were like, the Vietnamese coffee has 6 shots of espresso in it. So you can get something else that has 6 shots.
6.
I know. And so he got a mocha, I think. And in his, it was too much. But if you took the straws from both of our drinks and did both at once, it was perfect.
Jesus Christ, 6 shots of espresso.
I know.
That's like kill you level.
That's like give me a manic episode, please level.
Oh, I just got your text about eyeliner. Just
Oh
right
yeah,
now.
because I was a couple of minutes late due to said eyeliner fiasco.
Now, I thought this was interesting. When we ate sushi together, conveyor belt sushi, you and I have kind of opposite, diametrically opposed strategies towards how we approach conveyor belt sushi. Do you know what I'm talking about?
In that I hoard And you do it one of those
just
times?
you just grab them. You get them. You get it. Either you put them in front of you. We had 7 plates on the table at a time, and I will take a plate and I'll eat it. Maybe I'll take 2 if I see something really good that comes down the pike. But I was, and I'm not saying that one strategy is better than
You were
the other.
shocked and stunned at my gluttonous nature.
Gluttony is the wrong word. It just your opposite style.
This is a resource scarcity thing.
I agree.
You've been to Akura when it's busy, and then like you sit there and you wait a million run-throughs to get the one
No,
thing
but you
that
order
you want.
the thing. There's a little
I know,
screen.
but it's
You order
different.
the thing. It's
It's
not
different. I
it's-
want the leisurely nature of it coming by. And if I see 3 different little salmon preparations in a row, I know I want that. I know I'll eat that. It's not like I was getting them and then not eating the things that I got.
To quote Shakespeare, does not your mad dash for fish belie the assumption of it being leisurely? No. I mean, I think it does, right? Because suddenly you're waiting for it, but you're scrambling to get these little plates as they're coming by you. That's not leisurely. It's the opposite. So if you want leisurely, what could be more leisurely? I ask you. By the way, when I said I'm not judging, now I am judging.
You are judging.
I am now. I am. I wasn't before, but now I am. If you want the ultimate leisure experience, you type it on the wall, you press order, and then you kick the fuck back. And you relax.
But that's an extra
please,
step.
Please let me finish. Let me finish, and relax while it comes to you. Now I'm finished. I see
That's
my
an
time.
extra step. That's an extra step. If I see a thing that's coming that I know I want, that I know I will eat, that I know I have the stomach space to eat, then I'll just grab it. Especially if we just got there and I'm hungry and I'm seeing the stuff. It's there.
Now, okay. I mean, I'm back to not judging you. I will say that's fine. I will say I went to Kura once with a person that nobody knows yet. I will not name. And this person, what she did was do your approach, grab a bunch of stuff, but it was stuff that she didn't want and also didn't verify that anyone else wanted. And so she'd be like, hey, I got this, I got the whatever, Inari. Who wants it?
Nobody
and everyone's
wants
like,
the Inari.
nobody wants it. And then it just sat there on the table and we had to eat it. So it was the worst case scenario where she just started grabbing stuff and didn't check if anyone wanted it. And we were stuck with a bunch of sushi that nobody wanted because no one liked that particular type. And it was a topic of discussion between me and Rachel afterwards where it was like, what was she doing?
Did I not eat all?
No, you did.
things
You
that
did.
I retrieved?
I'm not saying, by the way, this was not you. I'm not saying you.
I know.
I'm talking about a totally different person. Not even you. I don't even think you've met this person.
Probably not.
Probably not. I try to keep my friends from talking to each other because if they find out how the lies I've been telling everybody kind of intersect, I'm completely fucked.
I get that. And I also wanted to be considerate to my father, who is engaged in conversation with you, not sitting on the side at which he could grab things. If he wants a little bit of something that I like that I know that he'll like. Yeah. Works. That PBR mug is so funny.
I love it so much. And actually, I went back to the Pabst Mansion website to see if they still sell them. And I couldn't find it on the website. So I think it might have been... I'm very glad I got it when I did.
An exclusive?
I don't know because it's not through like PBR, it's through Pabst Mansion. And I have to imagine they're somehow affiliated since they have nothing but PBR stuff there. But yeah, they had other drinkware, but not this particular tumbler, thermos, drink holder. I don't know. It's not a thermos because it's just metal, but yeah, I was very glad I got it. And I was, I hate buying crap, especially crap I have to get home from wherever.
Yeah.
But this was a special case.
Well, I love buying crap, so.
Oh, speaking of which, I'm sporting a shirt that I found at a Goodwill in Kansas today. I'm going to show it to you.
I do like it. It's got a bit of a Mary Blair sensibility to it.
Can you say what it says?
It says Senior World. WHS class of 2021.
And look, wait, where's the thing? There it is. Right there.
Yeah.
Now, there's kind of it's very like 60s.
Yes,
Right.
I didn't see the 2020 to 2021 at first. I assumed that it was a lot more of a fine vintage.
No, this was from the recent past. This was in a convenience store somewhere between Kansas City, or not convenience store. Well, what's the word I'm looking for? Consignment. No, that's wrong too. Goodwill. Thrift store. That's what I'm looking for.
Thrift store.
In between Kansas City and Wichita. Probably about halfway. I couldn't remember. I guess the W is probably where it was. What city was it? I don't know. But yeah, they had a few other good things too. I almost, and Rachel begged me not to get this. I almost got a shirt, big red shirt that in white letter said, "Cancel this." And
You should have bought that. That's a fuck up.
I agree with you. And I was like, you know what? If it hadn't been red, I think I would have done it. But
That's
red
like
is,
driving a red car on the highway. You're gonna get pulled over.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just like, the red makes it too Trumpy.
Yes.
Right.
Did it or did it not have a giant arrow pointing down?
Oh,
under the
wish.
cancel
I
list?
wish. No, it was just the words.
Here, I can do
Actually, you know what would be good is that shirt, but with like an "I'm with stupid" arrow pointing to the side,
it. Yes.
right? And then another one pointing the opposite direction, so you can walk with your cancellation partner.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, I canceled this.
Yeah.
Just this is who canceled me. While we're doing show and tell, I wanted to show and tell you the things that I got for your child's birthday.
Oh yes, please.
All right.
Not even a month away.
Not even a month. Look, I like to be prepared.
No, it's great.
Okay. Minecraft makeup compact. It's
Here, you hold it up and I'll say what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, for people who can't see, you hold it up and I'll say what it is. Okay,
holding
Minecraft
it
makeup compact. Yeah. Great.
Here's
Okay, this is for those of you who can't see, this is a Minecraft themed vape pen.
yeah. This is I don't know. I wanted to get her a nice little lip gloss.
Next for Audrey, this is for the vape pen. This is some cotton candy vape juice.
Jesus Christ.
No, fine, I'm a bit over. But except, of course, I haven't done a bit. I just said words. This is cherry lip balm, which is
It's
shaped like a
shaped.
cherry, which is very cute. She will love that.
Yes. I thought this was the cutest Minecraft thing. So
That is a little cube of question mark.
it's blush. But
It's blush, wow.
It's shaped
And it's
like
got
a little pink
cute little
sheep.
face. Yep.
And
Minecraft sunglasses. Very cool.
which it all goes in this little capybara makeup bag.
Well, that's going to be a big hit.
And after the earrings discussion, I got her Korok earrings.
Mm. She will love that. We went to a Dodger game last night.
Did
And
you?
We did, kind of last minute. The night before, I was like, when am I, I'm on tour again pretty soon. Let's take the family to a baseball
You should have
game.
met up with our other friend who went to the very same Dodgers game.
Who?
Rich.
Rich was at the Dodgers game last night?
Yeah.
What? No.
No, sorry, the Monday.
Yeah, this was Tuesday.
Okay, I fucked up.
But so a guy, I think it was the pitcher, had number 64 on, and Audrey looks at this guy and she goes, "Wow, he's a stack." And I was like, "Is she calling him hot?" No, it was a Minecraft reference because apparently the most you can have in a thing is 64, which she called a stack. Which I was like, that's a good term for a hot person. Wow, what a stack. Right? I've heard people being described as stacked, but
Yeah.
calling someone a stack, I really like that.
Yeah, like calling somebody a cool drink of water.
Yeah.
I like because stack implies that it's like a large pile of pancakes.
Yeah, large pile of pancakes. I've heard snack, of course. What a snack. So I like stack. Now, actually, I have a show and tell thing, I think, here.
Oh.
Now, this is going to come as a shock to people listening to this, but in high school, I actually spent a lot of time at home by myself when I wasn't dating or, doing cool guy stuff.
Doing crack, drinking wine coolers, selling wine coolers to children.
That's right, hanging out with the other jocks.
Buying crack from children.
And they actually, that's the smartest way to buy crack, because although the crack isn't very good, they're bad at math. So you can actually get some pretty good deals. But
I will say preschoolers, crazy good at cooking meth.
Crazy good at cooking meth, that's right.
And crack.
Yeah, they haven't learned to modify it by themselves yet. But in high school, I was really into yo-yo. And I bought a yo-yo at this. There was an amazing toy store in Lawrence, Kansas. 3 huge floors of toys and books and games. I think it was literally just called the toy store.
Now, how much of a gauntlet was it to go through a 3-floor toy store with a child?
We spent a while there, to be fair, because they also, like many things these days, they have a lot of like kawaii kind of things, and there was a lot of gasping and ooh-wooing and such.
I'm sorry, does your child say ooh-woo now?
She does not, but it was...
Thank God.
No, I know. Luckily, I think that is slightly passe. Not slightly, it's more than slightly passe. But I think she has missed that. But she will do the, like, kind of face like that. I don't know. Is there a name for that? I don't know. Anyway, but she makes that kind of like, oh my God, this is the cutest thing I've ever seen face. So there was a lot of that. But we managed to get through it. What do we buy? A lot of it, it's like we can't buy big toys because we're flying home and I'm not taking it. But I like this brand. This is my preferred brand of yo-yo. Now, some might say this is cheating because there's like kind of you can see sort of a gyroscope or something going on here, which makes it a little easier to sleep. But I'm going to show you a couple yo-yo. Now, I had not picked up a yo-yo in God knows how many years. I mean, approaching 30, possibly more. And I wanted to see if I still remembered any tricks. So I'm going to show you a couple.
Oh my God.
Tricks. Do you want to see a couple yo-yo tricks?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, so let's see if I can still do these. Watch me completely fuck this up.
Are you going to have to like stand up so we can get the better view?
Let's see, what if I do this? Nope.
And for his next trick, he'll make us both
Maybe
disappear.
What about this? All right, there we go. Slightly wider. Okay, so I'm going to show you a couple yo-yo tricks. This is going to be really good for the audio section.
Well, patreon.com/late night.
Oh, shit.
Motherfuckers, $2 will get you to see these yo-yo tricks.
Now, I can't hear what you're saying, by the way, because I'm going to take my headphones off.
That's fine. Oh, good. I get to talk mad shit.
Okay. Put this over here. Okay, we can see. Okay, right. This is. Yep, this is
your chair. Your chair, Hank.
Oh, chair in the way?
Your chair. Yeah, push the chair.
There we go. Right.
Look at him, yo.
He's going like this.
Okay, he's yelling.
Can you hear what I'm saying? I believe this is called a loop-de-loop. Whoa, see, I fucked it up. It's been a long time. I'm going to try it again.
Okay, I believe in him. This is more than I could do.
There we go.
Oh!
I used to do these all the time. That was a better one. Whoa. Again. I'm not claiming to be good. I'm just claiming that I once used to do this more often. Try it again.
The show should be only yo-yo tricks now. He can juggle. He can yo. Hey!
Now I'm going to try an around the world.
Okay. I heard that.
There are a couple yo-yo tricks.
That was sick.
Back.
That was
Thank
sick.
you. I knew I was going to. The moment I stood up, I was like, I'm going to fuck the first one of these up.
Yeah, but that's like me anytime I've tried to show people butterfly knife tricks, which I've not done in years.
Would you just lacerate your arms?
Well, I have a trainer. I don't have like a real blade one.
Who are they? Who's your butterfly knife trainer, and how did you find them?
The internet.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I used to. I think I had. Do you know what klutz press is? Does this ring any bells?
What, like they made the books and the toys and the whatnot?
They made the books and the toys, and they had like I think a So they'd give you like a yo-yo book with a yo-yo. And I
Yeah,
believe
no,
I had
loved the Klutz books.
Yeah, so I believe I had a Klutz yo-yo book that taught me some yo-yo tricks, and I would practice them usually on weekend nights in my bedroom.
Wow. Yeah,
Yep.
because it is one of those things that you can practice that's very loud when you fuck it up and if you hit something with it. I mean, it's similar with butterfly knife tricks because dropping it on the floor repeatedly when you try to do stuff is very loud. I don't know if I would ever graduate to one with an actual blade on it, even though the blade ones are cooler. But I used to do some pretty cool ones.
I bet you did. Can you do any now?
Thankfully, I don't know where it is.
Oh, thank God. Okay. Phew.
But yeah, no, I remember a lot. I could get, it's like when you chain the different tricks together is how it looks really cool. I could never land any of the like throwing them, but it's a fun thing to learn how to do.
In high school, so I would practice my yo-yo. I would practice juggling.
Right.
Also in my room, talk about loud. That's loud when it really fucks up. When I would stand over my bed and try to juggle, and then it's easier to pick up the bags or whatever. I would do this thing where I would, you know what a koosh is, of course, right?
Yeah, a koosh ball.
Yeah, so I would take two of my paperback fantasy novels and swat the koosh back and forth in kind of a little arc, and I called it Kooshbooking.
Kooshbooking. That's adorable.
Yeah. Needless to say, even though I worked very hard academically, I did not have a lot going on socially in high school.
I relate.
What other I am a nerdy teen hobbies did you have? I mean, drawing obviously is a big one, but we're going to move that to the side.
Drawing is a big nerdy one.
I would code little programs in BASIC and try to convince my sister to try to break into them, but I would password protect them. So
That's
she
adorable.
would like open up you'd put the disk in, it would like, or I'd run the program and I'd be like, hey, I bet you can't access this program. And she'd be like, why would I want to?
Yeah, when I was not in my teens, but I made a bunch of websites when I was
Of
ages.
course. That is the
7 to 12.
generational equivalent of what I was doing. Absolutely.
Yeah, posting
age.
on the forums. Yeah, when I think about my high school hobbies, they were all very like nerd and internet adjacent, so I didn't really have anything tangible.
I had a brief model rocketry phase.
Did you now?
I did. Yeah.
You know what? Maybe my closest to that is that I was in Science Olympiad for 8 years, maybe. No, 7 years, something like that.
Okay.
Where, you would get assigned into different categories and you compete for your school. And so a lot of them were things like build instruments. And then as the thing, you have to play an on-pitch song of your choosing. And my partner and I went to state for that one, for the instruments that we built.
See, that's interesting, because when you said Science Olympiad, I was like, well, I don't think of you as much of a science person. But now that you say it's more like a maker sort of thing, that
I mean, they had
tracks.
like robotics things that I didn't do, but because like the way that I got into it, prior to like when chemistry entered the equation, I was the science kid at my school. Like literally, I won outstanding science student at my middle school 2 years in a row, and I was beaten on the third year by my friend by 1 percentile.
Ooh.
But somebody dropped out last minute the week before the Science Olympiad, and my science teacher, who really liked me, was like, look, we just need a body and a chair. So can you just go do your best and we get points just for you showing up? And then I ended up placing third in one of the things and first in one of the other things. And so
Just as a seat filler.
Just as a seat filler. So that turned into a thing that I did until I graduated.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Wow, that's very cool.
pretty fun little extracurricular thing, especially if you need an excuse to stay late at school for long periods of time before going home. Real godsend if that's the situation that you're in as a child.
Did you do any other, like, show up at another school and compete sort of thing?
Once I aged out, I would like proctor younger grades, like the elementary science Olympiads. I don't think this was more like an elementary school where they would do like Battle of the Books, things like that, where it was like trivia or book and reading related, where you had to read like 50 books in I don't know, some stupid number of books, and then you have to you get tested on your comprehension.
See, I did in high school. I did like sports, but my high school, which sports?
Yeah.
Well, I started, so in 7th and 8th grade, I did football, and I showed up to day one of practice. I may have told this story on the podcast. Showed up day one of practice in 9th grade for high school football because I was like, I'll just keep it going. And I was never a great player. I had no idea what I was doing. The coach immediately started making fun of me and how bad I was, and I quit because I was like, I don't need this shit. And I didn't. I mean, I'm very happy for that because football is dangerous.
Yes.
And I didn't really care about it. But then that got replaced with I did cross country and fencing were my two big sports.
I remember
as we've discussed. Yeah. Yes. Cross country. I was not particularly good at cross country. I was eventually a team captain, but that's because that was just due to dedication to it and not any ability.
Now, why is it called cross country when you're not running across the country? That was the thing that always confused me.
Like Forrest Gump style? Yeah, I understand that. I think it's a leftover from when the original person to do cross country did run. Well, the country was a lot smaller, right? So the original cross country was just kind of across the really thin part of Delaware. And that is actually 5K, exactly. So that's why in a typical cross country course, it's a 5K because that's the length of the tiniest, narrowest part of Delaware, one of the original 13 colonies.
Gotcha. All right. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's very interesting. So yeah, cross country and fencing were my two big ones. And then I had a semester off. I guess cross country was fall and fencing was winter. Could that be right? That feels about right. And spring, I don't think I did anything. But in college, I did. So I went to a little private day school, and we didn't have a lot of like mock trial, model UN, forensics, a lot of stuff that the big public schools had, which is a bummer. Which like debate and that sort of thing.
Oh, we had debate at my tiny school. But yes, I was on.
Of course you were. That makes total sense. But forensic, I forget exactly what's in forensics, but it's like, isn't that the, humorous monologues and things like that, right? Look this up, right? Let's look this up right now. This is definitely a thing. I don't know what exactly you would look up, but it's called like high school forensics, competitive forensics.
What is high school forensics? Forensics is an organization that competes in various categories to improve speaking skills in front of an audience. Wow. Mm-hmm. I had no idea.
This was, now I guarantee I'd never heard this term in high school in this context, but we didn't have it.
Yeah, no, because I went to a summer camp for forensics once, and I had never heard it called that. Like I was in the Lincoln Douglas debate club event. I think I only did that for 1 year, but I got partnered with an upperclassman who did not show up to any of the planning or do any of the work until the day we were meant to actually do the damn thing. And he did a bad job, and we had been assigned a real losing position that I think, had I had a competent partner, might have gone better. But it was like, argue for why censorship in schools is good. And the opponent, who was a guy who was in National Honor Society and Science Olympiad with me, and who I knew was really smart, just fucking obliterated us. Where it's like, yep, you you did kind of pull the easy card on this one, but you did crush it.
So you got annihilated by debate guy.
Yeah, I did.
See, I feel like I would have probably been pretty good at debate because my ability to bullshit is decent.
Yeah.
But what I don't like about debate, it's like, okay, something I am constantly conflicted about is I respect, of course, what lawyers do. But the whole point about being a lawyer is you don't argue for what's true necessarily. You argue your case.
Yeah.
And as a scientist, that fills me with deep conflict since you're supposed to not care about what you think is right. You're supposed to just argue for what's true.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I'm sure I could have gotten over it, but yeah, I always kind of wished I did debate, but also feel like I have sort of a moral objection to it. But anyway, what I was going to say was,
I get it.
So my high school didn't have any of that, but when I got to college, I discovered Quiz Bowl or College Bowl, as they called it at the time. And this was like my favorite thing. And I was occasionally too busy to go to meets, but we had, like, some of my closest friends were also doing it, and I just loved it. And we had a team that did not take it too seriously as opposed to some other colleges, and we would show up at various things, and we hosted a tournament. But because so in College Bowl there was a name for tournaments that were not academic but pop culture oriented, called trash tournaments. And we hosted the Williams College Bowl trash tournament once, at least once, maybe twice. And the rule was only pop culture or fun questions, nothing like super academic. And I loved this stuff. We lived for the pop culture trivia, and which I continue to do so. And it was so fun, like just a bunch of, you'd learn the cool people and hang out with them. We travel all around New England to various meets. It was great. I love doing College Bowl. And, except then, have you ever watched University Challenge, the British equivalent of this?
No.
It's nuts. Like, it makes the trivia that American kids know in college look pathetic. And I don't know
I feel
how
like
much
that's probably not hard to do.
No, but especially if you watch stuff like the College Bowl's been around a long time. I think maybe even since the 50s, but definitely since the 60s. And even then the questions were a lot more difficult, a lot harder. But the British ones are still nuts. Okay. And if you watch it, I'm like, I don't know this shit. Wow, it's crazy. So, yeah.
Well, I guess the ultimate, not moral, but takeaway from these stories are that we're both nerds and have been.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah. Oh, but here's, we have talked about this, but I will say a big difference, I think, between our ages here is that when I was growing up as a nerd, it was a lot less acceptable than when you were growing up as a nerd. I was a nerd in the 80s as a teenager, and I'm not going to say it sucked because there was a lot to love. Now there's this hagiography of 80s nerddom called Stranger Things, and but it was not as glamorous at the time.
Yes, which makes it sound like, conversely, my experience of nerddom was glamorous through my tweens and teens, which it most certainly wasn't. Yes,
that obviously. Right. But there was, there's this kind of general phase shift in the culture when, and I'm curious actually, I'm fairly certain by the time you were a teenager, this was like fully on the other side where it was like cool to be a nerd and like, there were hot geeks and things like that, which was not a thing that existed. That trope of like,
maybe so, sure,
whatever,
yeah.
a hot gamer girl or whatever it is, that was not even like a thing when I was a kid as a trope. That's how far the culture kind of moved in that direction. The idea of a good superhero movie was almost unthinkable until the first Tim Burton Batman.
Well, great news. It's horse shoot around, and now the idea of a good superhero movie is unthinkable.
You know what? I just watched... I waited so long. I watched Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Volume 3.
There was a third one?
There was a third one, and I liked the first two a lot. I just couldn't fucking bring myself to watch the third, and it's fine. It's totally fine.
Yes.
But
I'm fine if I never see another one again. I'm done. I am finished. I had my phase of being a big old Marvel stan. When I was a teenager, I'm good.
Yep. And Audrey, like, actively has no interest in it. It's very interesting to me. She just doesn't care at all. Doesn't care at all. In fact, actively doesn't want to watch it. Like,
excellent.
Doesn't even want to know.
Good for her.
Yeah.
Do you think that the thing that's going to subsume that is going to be video game adaptation movies?
Well, that's a good question. So what do we have so far? I mean, there's a bunch. There's Minecraft, of course.
Mario.
There's Mario, Warcraft. I mean, there's all the Resident Evil movies. There was a Halo movie, wasn't there?
I think we've got the Last of Us TV show popping
series.
Off.
I was just watching that. That one's
the
good.
Fallout show.
Fallout show, yeah. Yeah. There was the Borderlands movie, which was, by all accounts, the worst thing anyone's ever seen.
Yes, yeah.
You know what? I think you're right. There are a lot of video game movies. We did watch Sonic 3 as a family.
Sonic?
Recently, yep. I don't know, though. It feels like, because they're all over the map, Marvel was like this juggernaut with one studio, right? And it's all coming out of that thing. The video games, they're just, unless they're going to start like a Nintendo Studios, which they are making a live action Zelda series, movie, something like this.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So unless Nintendo decides to start a movie studio, which does not seem like totally out of the question, but also seems unlikely, I don't know if it's going to have the same kind of unified approach.
It's true. And I think there's also so much that's lost in translation. I mean, I am pretty anti video games into movies right now, which I realize is an unpopular position to take. Unless anybody wants to pay me IP rights to turn any of the things that I've done into movies, in which case my tune completely flips. Please give me the money. Thanks.
I think it's very funny that in the middle of endless discussions of the death of cinema and everything moving to home media rather than seeing stuff in a movie theater, the biggest movie hit of the year is something that is actively trashing movie theaters.
Yes.
And so you're like, okay, is this going to say, oh, no, actually, the whole reason people showed up at these places that are not doing historically very well is, in fact, to annihilate them and is wreaking havoc for everyone who works and maintains these places.
Yeah, I hate that. I don't want movie theaters to die, and this feels like an awful, awful development on that front, because there's this, but what's the next movie that's going to be? Because I know historically that big children's movies coming out, there is a lot of that, but the fact that it's motivated by virality at this point of people filming it or posting it, like, what the fuck are we doing, guys?
Well, and what are your parents doing that? Probably doing it for the viral moment, honestly, but like, restrain your fucking children. Don't let them dump popcorn and freak out. It's so...
Bring live chickens. Or
if Audrey started doing that shit at a movie, we would leave. I'd be like, this is inappropriate and not how you behave in public. Drives me nuts.
That would be like a moratorium on seeing movies in theaters for an extended period of time.
That's right. I will say, you hear a lot of talk about how people don't know how to behave in public showings anymore. We go to a lot of theater and stuff like that, and everyone seems generally fine. I haven't seen any of this like really bad behavior stuff that people keep talking about.
It's the bad behavior gets amplified online, so you're seeing the sample size that just proliferates on the internet.
Yeah.
But still, I don't know. I just hate the general. The vibes are bad. The general vibes right now are bad.
I agree with that. Well, actually, so one thing we haven't talked about on a full episode, since we recorded last, speaking of Audrey, she went on her first overnight trip and then came back.
How did it go?
It went great. She
Yay.
loved it. And in fact, they went night snorkeling. She touched an octopus. The guide, their snorkel guide, found a little tiny octopus and let them kind of poke it a tiny bit. It inked in the guide's hand.
How extensive of a waiver did you need to sign to allow a bunch of children to go night snorkeling?
I'm not exaggerating. It was at least 8 pages. And that
As it
wasn't the
should
night
be.
snorkeling. That was the whole trip,
Gotcha.
which included the night snorkeling. Well, I complained about this on the show. We did this whole fucking permission slip. It's 8 pages long, sent it in with Audrey. Her teacher lost it and sent it back home and said, not, hey, I'm so sorry. Can you please fill this out again? It was just a note saying, please fill this out again. I was like, dude, what the fuck are you do you realize how annoying this was to fill out? Complete medical history and all this shit. Oh my God.
Yeah.
So yeah, but yeah, it was an extensive permission slip. That's such is life, And she stayed away from home. I was like, are we going to get a call?
Oh.
She's pretty attached to us. I know this isn't going to last that much longer, but occasionally she'll just be walking through the room and go, I love you. Which
That's so sweet.
it's the best. She's a great kid and she is very, very, she shows it. She shows her affection, which is awesome.
Yeah.
But,
man.
as
Teenage
she
Audrey
gets,
is going to be a little hellion.
oh my God. At this Dodger game we went to last night, at some point I turned to Rachel while Audrey was talking and I was like, I don't think she stopped talking through this entire game. There's just running commentary on literally everything. Why is he wearing that? I like that the baseball is white. That's nice. What's a bag? Why do they keep saying bag? Oh my gosh. Look, he's number 17. Hit the ball. Hit the ball. Can I get a snack? Wow, Dippin' Dots. And I'm like, how? Again, where does she have the neural energy to just maintain this constant stream of verbiage? It's impressive. We were saying, Rachel and I were saying, she should be a sports commentator because that is what you need to do. You just need to be talking throughout the whole thing, and that is one of her gifts.
I haven't had Dippin' Dots in a long time. They're what a special treat.
They sell them there. They sell them at a gas station near our house that we occasionally go to. Price seems high. A little bag of Dippin' Dots is $5.
Yeah, you can get a pint of ice cream for that,
Yeah,
but you're paying for the experience of the.
Yes, that's right. And ice cream in a pouch that's small, sure, I guess.
And balls.
Did you notice they dropped with Dippin' Dots the ice cream of the future? They used to call it the ice cream of the future, and they
I didn't
cut
realize
that
they
out.
dropped that.
I don't see that anymore.
Well,
and
what's
I think,
the new ice cream of the future?
Well, that's a very good question, isn't it? I think because of global warming, it's all melted. Right?
Got him. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Boom. Late at night.
Maybe it's more like served in the way that not a Go-Gurt. What do you call what is it? Danimals, the little drinkable.
Yep.
That's the ice cream of the future.
Oh,
But-
wait, sorry. I'll let you finish. And then
No, I didn't have anything else with that.
I was going to say it's a ice cream, right? A ice cream.
I see it. Yeah.
Yep. And it is terrible combinations that AI put together thinking it would be good. So it's like, let's see, what's a good AI combination of ice cream? I'm going to say bubblegum ice cream with gummy bears and peanut butter.
Yeah. I mean, I think you could get the same result that an AI would spit out as a bad combination if you took a child to a froyo bar.
By the way, this is a thing I do, And this is exactly what happens. She gets chocolate ice cream and then puts gummy worms and like blueberries on it.
And they're like hard and cold.
Peach rings. Chocolate ice cream with gummy worms and peach rings. And by the way, I'm like, Audrey, you get a couple toppings on this. Like, please, for sugar reasons, just like, let's chill this out. And so what she does is not think, because she's going to eat the candy first. So she will use it as a candy delivery system and get the ice cream, the froyo. We usually go to Menchie's, which is a froyo chain here in SoCal and possibly beyond. And then she will pick a couple candy pieces that she wants, but have nothing to do with the taste of the ice cream.
Yeah.
And then eat them off. Like, gross.
Why do they not have the exact same model, except it's soft serve ice cream? I guess the closest thing is a Cold Stone Creamery, but that's not quite the same.
I went to a Cold Stone for the first time in years a few months ago, and not my vibe.
You didn't like it, love it, or gotta have it?
Is that their phrase?
Well, for their sizes.
It is?
Yeah. Like it is small, gotta have it is huge. Cold Stone Creamery.
That's upsetting.
Menu.
Those are upsetting names.
Yeah. Hold on. I'm this
maybe you know what, we should rename our mini episodes Like It, full episodes Love It, and like extra Patreon content gotta have it.
I don't think we should do that.
Sounds like you do.
Man, the pictures on the website really don't make these look appetizing. Because I really like the peanut butter cup perfection is very good. They have a flavor called Delicious Dirt.
Well, isn't that redundant?
Ingredients: chocolate ice cream and Oreo cookies. Oh, fuck you. At least...
No. That's called cookies and chocolate or something like that.
Yeah, commit, coward.
Cookies and dark cream.
Don't cry over spilled silk.
I took her to, for the first time I've ever been to, a rolled ice cream place. You know what this shit is?
Oh, yeah, I do.
I had not been to one before, and there was one near a place we were, and we went, and I was like, can you explain to me, please, the appeal of eating rolls of ice cream? Because I found the experience less than ideal.
Because it's fun to watch them make it and not really that enjoyable to eat. That's about the extent.
That's it. That's exactly my point. Fun to watch them make it. They do it on the thing. They scoop it up. They get the little ice cream spatula. All good. And then it's like, but it tasted bad. It was not yummy. And I love it when things are yummy. I want to put yummy things in my mouth and then eat yummy foods so I can go, ooh, yummy, yummy, yummy. My favorite word.
Yeah, and I guess I would rather watch a rolled ice cream place do that. But at Cold Stone Creamery, you watch them smash all the stuff up. You watch them drop a Reese's peanut butter cup and smash it. And then you get a delicious ice cream that even if you get to like it, you're going to eat 3 bites of and be like, why did I do this to myself?
Yes, correct.
Maybe I just really want Cold Stone Creamery right now.
Sounds like you do.
It's one of my favorite lines from Breaking Bad. Walt Jr. saying, I thought we were going to Cold Stone Creamery.
What is that from? Walt Jr.?
It's when Hank takes him to ask for how much for a Windy.
Oh, yes, right. I was watching just scenes from Breaking Bad. I love Robert Forster. I will watch Robert Forster do anything. He's so great. The fact that he just shows up on screen and everything's like, all right, okay. He is one of the few people who treats Walt with the contempt that he deserves. And it is so fun to watch him just be like, you know, like, you're a real hot little potato, Mr. White, or whatever he said. Like, it's so great. And he runs a fucking vacuum store. Oh,
I think that's one of the great things about, and the fact that Walt is like trying to pay him to hang out with him while he's dying in a cabin.
Do you know? Yeah, sorry, finish.
One of the other great things about Mike on Breaking Bad is just his sheer contempt for Walter.
Yes, correct. You know what Robert Forster's thing was as an actor? what he would do? He would hand out pens to everybody he worked with. So whenever he was on a set, he would bring pens and hand them out to cast and crew.
Just any pen? Or?
No, he had like special pens that I think had his name on them or something. And it was like his thing. I assume they're like nice pens. Are you looking this up?
I'm not seeing anything about his pens.
It's a thing. Sharpling has a whole story about it.
Oh, I don't not believe you.
It sounds like you don't believe me.
No, I just wanted to see what the pen looked like because I love a good pen.
Mm-hmm. What's the most you would pay for a pen? Like a nice pen. And not like a specialized pen, like a nice ballpoint pen.
However much it costs to get like a 12-pack of Pilot G207s.
Yeah. Maybe $7-8, something like that.
Yeah, these are like the only pens that I use.
Mm-hmm.
Specifically in blue for some reason.
I don't like blue pens.
I like blue pens because I write on legal pads and in my diary a lot. Mm-hmm. And I like the color. It pleases me.
In college, around the same time I was doing College Bowl, I had a thing where I would only write with purple pens because I needed an affectation more so than I already had. And speaking of that,
yeah.
Let's move on to segments.
Oh my gosh! Wait, no, I was going to ask you when you buy pens now, what pens do you buy?
I buy.
Wait, can I guess? Is it the zebra pens?
Like an enclosure you keep zebras in?
The metal clicky zebra pens.
No, it's. Do I have one here? Mostly, I have these. For puzzle reasons, these. What is this? Blackwing 602 pencils. But for pens, I use... Oh, here it is. This is a Bic round stick pen, medium.
Those are all right. Yeah, I like the blue, like classic, shitty Bic blue pen. You know what I'm talking?
Ink. I hate blue ink. I have this visceral, like, I fucking hate blue ink.
Crazy, because the pen that you just held up, I don't like those, but I like the shitty blue equivalent.
Yeah, that's interesting. I don't know. For me, it's I guess, purely aesthetic. There's something about blue ink that grates.
Well.
But, yeah. I need my pen to not be too good because I'm going to chomp the fuck out of it.
Do you chew pens? I am learning all sorts of things about you today, Brian. Okay, well, I have seen you do that, yes.
I feel like I should really get into smoking just so I can have a cigarette holder. Like Cruella de Vil style.
I think you should. I think I should buy a cigarette holder.
I like it when people blow smoke out of the corners of their mouth. That's a fucking alpha move, yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, was that the corner of your mouth? That felt like it was more like kind of here.
Demonstrate corner.
Yeah, there.
Yeah. All right. No. Yeah. Segments.
Well, our first segment today.
While I Google on the other screen, vintage cigarette holder.
Well, I feel like surely we all agree on this. You can't have a cigarette holder without also having long gloves, right? Like gloves that go up to. That's exactly correct. That's exactly right. Long, and it doesn't matter what color they are. Probably solid black, solid white, something like that.
Vintage carved fish-shaped cigarette holder.
Fish-shaped?
Yeah, it's like a little sardine.
That actually sounds very cool.
Why are half of these pink? Oh, this is so fucking cool.
Pink
God,
fish-shaped cigarette.
Awesome.
Smoking is awesome.
And you should do it, kids.
Yeah, I agree. Well, just like you bought all those vape products for my daughter.
Mm-hmm. She's
You're encouraging all the under 16s that listen to this show to smoke.
Look at how sick this is with this giant eBay link that I just put in the private chat.
Hold on, let me look.
This isn't the fish one, but...
Yeah, that's cool. $75 Australian.
Ooh.
Wow, that is pretty dope.
God, I love eBay.
Customers who viewed this item also viewed, guess what? A bunch of other cigarette holders.
Yeah.
Collapsible cigarette holder? Whoa. Did you click on this 1940s scope cigarette holder?
Drop it in the chat.
Look at this thing.
I gotta say, looking at Tobacciana on eBay is Very fun.
Look at this. Click on this.
Okay. Wow. That would be such a good sight gag in something.
I know. Can you imagine?
No, I'm just smoking with it. God, that's cool.
What's the point of a cigarette holder? Does it like funnel this? Is it supposed to have a filter in it or something?
No, my guess is so you can smoke it down to the butt of the butt without burning your hands.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. All right. Well, anyway, hold on. Drink time.
It's Miller time.
It's Pabst time. What's their slogan? I don't know. Anyway,
PBR, it's there.
Yes, it's as cheap as you think beer should be. Our first segment this week and this week only is our pop culture recommendation segment. This is where you get to recommend something you've been enjoying recently: book, movie, video game, culture, both high and low. And the name of the segment is "Was Poppin'," and the theme song goes here.
What's poppin'?
What's poppin'? Great. Done. Stunning. Layden. What's poppin'?
What's poppin' for me is something that we've popped many times over the course of this show that I am only popping now because I have not seen it in a long time. And what I'm specifically popping is that there is an easy, free way to witness this now. All of 30 Rock, including the episodes that have been removed from streaming services, is on archive.org right now.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how much longer that will last, but I've been
good to know.
Enjoying it very much because I don't remember the last time I watched anything more than like one episode here or there. It's been a very long time, so I just start from season 1, episode 1.
Mm-hmm.
It's great. It's incredible.
It's great.
The joke density is insane. Yeah, I could sing that show's praises forever. But if you've never watched it before, I highly recommend it. Although I do feel that, especially if you are younger, there's a certain sensibility of early aughts comedy that might...
a little outre, shall we say?
That might be a little off for you. So, keep that in mind. It's a fucking great show, though.
It's a great show. The main thing, again, that bothers me about it is the running joke that Tina Fey is not a complete, stunningly gorgeous person.
Yeah.
As if she's some, like, actual monster that's blorping her way through life when she's just straight up hot and always looks great on the show.
Yep.
It's so distracting how often they refer to her as an ugly mess that that's the one in a land of absurdism, that to me is the most absurd joke.
Yeah. Well, 30 Rock. It's what's poppin'.
Yeah.
Brian, what's poppin' for you?
Well, what's poppin' for me, this is a weird one. It is actually something I haven't mentioned in a while. It's a Twitter account. An X account, for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about. And I try to really minimize my use of this site for all the obvious reasons. But a friend keeps sending me links from the account Saucy 70s Adventures at Saucy 70s. And if you look at their profile bio, it says, celebrating the golden age of the British sex comedy. And it is all clips from like Benny Hill era and very disco-focused British, like, kind of saucy little clips where people are dancing in bright lime greens and oranges. And it's pretty fucking great. Like, it's really fun. There's some stuff on there, like, there's boobs on there occasionally, but generally speaking, it is just people, like, singing kind of randy little songs in a weird environment. And it's extremely British, and it's extremely fun. So,
all right.
Yeah, so at Saucy 70s, they're not all winners, but when they hit really, really hard.
That is good to know.
Yeah. And there's something about, I don't know what it is. There's something about that particular, like, horny British comedy thing to me that is extremely off-putting, like borderline upsetting. I really don't like and never have liked that style of humor. But in 2-minute doses as a period piece, it's great. Like,
as an anthropological study.
Correct. Yes, exactly. As comedy, devastatingly bad. Like, just unacceptable, not funny, downright creepy, gross. There's that the leering kind of British guy, like, sort of thing. Oh, I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
I really hate it. But as, like, look at how people were in the 70s in England. What? Then it's fun.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, that's a fun pop-in. Everybody, make sure to go on to the website x.com and really enjoy the wonderful things it has to offer.
Make sure to get verified, of course. Like,
pay for it. Important.
Pay for it. You got to pay for it. Right.
All right, well, now it's time for our final segment, which is 3 parts gratitude exercise, 1 part petty grousing. The name of the segment is Peaches and Lemons, and the theme song goes right here.
Peaches and lemons. Peaches and lemons.
That theme song was great.
Now, your introductions, Leighton, are really, like, you've got it down to a science. Right now, I gotta say,
260 episodes.
It's like you practically, it's just there. I don't know what else. I'm looking at introduction perfection right now.
Thank you. I try to keep it efficient, short, be respectful of everyone's time.
Respect. I'm all about respect.
Respect makes the world go round, unless you're incredibly rich, in which case disrespecting literally everyone else on the planet is what makes it. What am I? God.
That's what's up. That's what you mean to say, right?
Yeah. All right, we'll start with a lemon, which I think is a minor bummer, annoyance, what have you. Mine is sitting on my lap. My lemon, as I believe I mentioned yesterday, is that I put a rug at the foot of my bed. I have my bed and then like a little bench at the end of my bed so that maybe you can hop onto the bed. The rug that is now in front of that is seemingly an insurmountable obstacle to this dog, where she will sit right off to the side of the rug while staring forlornly at the bench and cry while I'm in bed.
Amazing.
For me to get up and pick her up. And I get up and I'm like, I'm not picking you up. I'm not picking you up. You can do it. And I like pick her and I use her body to puppeteer. Here's what you should do. Here is what you are literally capable of doing. And then I put her back down and I'm like, now you do it. Won't do it. Instead, sits at the foot and cries. I don't even know what to do about that because, briefly I was like, am I a terrible dog parent? And like, she's getting older and she like her back.
Please. Dog mom.
And her back like can't take it. No, because she jumps onto up and down this couch, which is at the same height all day, every day. It's not like there's no friction. In fact, the carpet provides more friction for her to. So maybe answer for your crimes.
Well, speaking for maybe, Leighton, and if you'll allow me, I think this is a good lesson in respecting other people's boundaries, right? Your dog has established a boundary. She's not willing to go on this thing, right? It's off limits. Now, you can do with that information what you will, right? You can choose to push back against it, or you can choose to, as a decent person would, respect it. So I can't tell you how to react, but you're not going to change her behavior unless she chooses to change it, right? So I think this is a growth opportunity for you personally to understand the situation as presented to you and to learn how to deal with it.
Maybe if you want to sit on my pillow on my bed and look out the window at other dogs or bark at your mother at the computer trying to make a living, you're going to have to learn.
No, not your mother, mommy.
You're going to have to learn to jump on the thing on your lonesome.
Remember, it is a truism you learn in therapy that you can't change other people unless you really want to. And if you want it bad enough, it will happen.
Yeah.
And that's a Brian Weck promise. That's right. Yeah. So if you really want someone to change and they're not changing, just remember, want it more.
Just remember, you're not trying hard enough.
You're
Brian,
not trying hard enough.
What's your lemon? Look at this. Look at this. Look what. Do you see what I have to deal with?
Yeah, I know. It's crazy. My lemon is, I got back from tour, and because I have costumes that I wear, I drop them off at the dry cleaner and then pick them up, and they shrunk my Ninja Brian shirt. Like a lot. Now I have backups. It's all good. But this shirt went like, it is like the size of a child's shirt. Now
Would it fit your child?
It's a little too big for her, but it like the sleeves went from ending at my wrist to ending above my elbow.
How?
I don't know. And one of the things I have to go do is go yell at them, which I will do in a respectful way. But this is like a custom made costume. And
now,
I've dropped it off at this dry cleaner before, and they've never had a problem. They've always been great. This is like crazily small.
When you go to yell at them, can you put it on underneath a jacket and then put a jacket on? And then when you're yelling at them, be like, does this look normal to you? And then take off your jacket and reveal your...
Well, I'm debating, since I have an exact copy of it, taking both and being like, this is where it started. This is what it is. It's really crazy. And I don't know what what do you even do? I have to pay to get another one of these made.
You've got to embiggen it.
Yeah. Disgusting.
That sucks.
So that's my lemon.
You should send a picture of the smaller one on top of the bigger one, because I want to see what the difference is.
Yeah, if I just held it up, like, you wouldn't even be able to tell. But I will send you a picture. But yeah, I hate complaining. But this is something worth complaining. You're right. I love it.
You don't like complaining to people.
Yes, that's true.
About the thing that they did, but you do love complaining.
No, that's true. You know what? Yeah, you fucking got it. You nailed it.
All right, time for peaches, which are 3 things that are good, nice, fun, happy, already happened, are happening, or are going to happen. I'll go first. First peach, because we've talked about some of the things that I would have done already. But my first peach, my father was here, and he cleaned my whole apartment, and my apartment is clean, and I'm trying to maintain. But, I wake up and I walk around as I'm making my coffee, and I look around and I'm like, wow, you can see the floor. Whoa.
Well, speaking of that, is that a new rug, or is that just a rug I haven't noticed before?
The one behind me?
On your left.
On my left?
It's got like diamond. Yeah, that. Is that new?
No, it's not new, because normally when we record, I have a divider screen, so you can't see the garbage that is usually behind me.
Right.
But no, this is a much older rug that you usually don't see, either because of the screen or because there's just piles of objects. So that's fun. It's been novel. My second peach is that I've been dicking around on a new little side project, and I don't really know if it's going to go anywhere, but it's a thing that I have a lot of ideas for, and I think I could probably accomplish a lot of it on my lonesome without having to hire other people, and just see how far I could get learning some new stuff to make this specific thing, which I realize I'm being very vague, but it's exciting to have a new little thing to chew on.
Well, it's also interesting. While you've been dicking around on a new side project, I've been sidling around on a new dick project.
God, I wish we could call this episode that. Final peach is I've been able to drink alcohol without my jaw hurting this week.
Oh, yeah. Right.
So,
what changed?
Eating beforehand.
Yes, right.
The thing that you're supposed to do to live. That's right, and you ate a bunch of
food this week. That's great, yeah.
So, those are my peaches. What are your peaches?
Well, as you said, I mentioned a few of these already. Peach one is we went to a Dodgers game last night. so fun. I don't give two shits about sports. I love going to baseball games. I love going to Dodgers games. The Dodgers scored a lot. They had scored 11 runs by the time we left in the middle of the seventh. And by the end, they had scored 4 more for a total of 15, which is a lot of baseball runs. So that was great. And we had some good food and decent seats. I refuse to pay a lot of money for baseball seats because why? So we get not the cheapest, but almost the cheapest seats. And they're still great. Peach number 2 is just how fucking proud of herself my kid is because of her earrings and her ear piercing, and is like walking around doing hair flips and showing off her earrings and talking about her ears a lot. And when she came back from getting her ears pierced, she was just like beaming. I mean, pure kid joy. It was so great. And I'm really proud of her for, it's like I haven't pierced anything.
Cried.
Like, according to Rachel, she didn't even cry. It just felt like it was totally fine.
Badass.
So not only is she proud of herself for doing it, I guess she got through it without a lot of like fear, which is big, which is really big. And it does feel like a big step towards, adulthood.
Yeah.
So she's growing up. And the final peach is so I don't know if I mentioned this before. Go Banana Go. For some reason, not for some reason, actually, I know exactly why. We got put on a Minions themed playlist because we have a bunch of songs about bananas. And Leighton, if there's one thing about these Minions, and let me tell you, there's a lot of things about the Minions, right? They're great. They're really funny little guys. They do funny things all the time. Great personalities, just magnetic presences on screen. Like, I could go on and on about these Minions. I mean, like, basically modern day Three Stooges level of comedy, really just iconic in the laughter kind of space these days. But if you know one thing about the Minions, they love bananas. And someone on Spotify started a playlist called something like Banana Nana 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 and put a Go Banana Go song on this playlist, which is our parody of Havana by Melly Cabello, called Banana, or Banana Unana, as we put it out there. And I think because of this one playlist, Go Banana Go is now over 100,000 monthly streams on Spotify, which for a kid band is like...
That's crazy, Brian. Congrats.
Unfucking believable. Yeah, like most kid bands are at like a couple thousand streams a month if you're lucky. And that's basically where we were for a long time. But because of this one song in this one playlist, our monthly numbers are like crushingly great.
Amazing.
Which is really cool. And we just today finished the masters for the new album with Flula. And that should be coming out in a couple months. But yeah, it's just like, if you look at the top kid bands around, and not like, I'm trying to think, fucking Beck does a kid song or something like that, right? Not that type of thing, but like pure kid act. That's like very 1%-y kind of numbers.
That's amazing. All because of a fucking Minions playlist.
All because of those Minions. Once again, the Minions keep reaping dividends. Like as if their mere presence, the creation of these funny little yellow guys wasn't enough. Like as if the joy they brought into the world, both at large and in my personal case, wasn't enough. They not only did that, they also increased, the attention for this fun kid band. So
did you hear Kevin was on Marin last week?
Oh, yeah, I heard that interview. You know what? Hates bananas. It's just a character. Who would have thought, right? But he did terminate the interview early. He walked out, and you heard Marin go, "Come on, Kevin.
Come on, Kevin.
Come on, Kevin." Yeah, has some, shall we say, right-leaning opinions.
Yeah, good on Marin for pushing back.
I agree. He's a real one.
I know the guy loves bananas, but... he really put himself in a bit of a pickle.
Very good work. Very good work indeed.
Thank you. All right. Well, that's it for this week. Everyone, we'll see you next week. Remember to stream Go Banana Go on Spotify. And if you work at Spotify, please put Go Banana Go on as many playlists as possible,
Yeah,
especially if
playlist
they
us.
involve the little yellow guys.
I believe that's like the biggest playlist anything I've ever done has ever been put on, I think. So
I love it for you.
I love it for me too.
All right. Do you have any parting words of wisdom for the folks at home?
Yeah. What I'll say is, you know, if you really believe in yourself, keep practicing those yo-yo tricks. And one day you too can be a yo-yo expert like myself. And I
Wow.
say that to all the kids around the world.
Wow. Bye, everybody.
Bye,
Maybe
everybody.
saying bye-bye.
Leighton Night is produced by Brian Wecht and Leighton Gray. Sign up for our Patreon at patreon.com/Leighton Night. Follow us on Twitter at Leighton Night, on Instagram at Leighton_Night, or email us at leightonnight@gmail.com.